Final score from Littleton Public School Stadium, 22-14, as ThunderRidge beats Heritage. Mark Stout and Joel Klatt, and ThunderRidge came out in this game. Their first drive, they established themselves on the ground. They got up. They got a little away from it, but they did end up winning the football game.
Well, what I liked about ThunderRidge was their ability to adjust. You know, early in the game, the first series of the game, they got going with Garrett Tempel, the tailback, out of the I formation. Zach Jones had some great blocks on the outside, and it was the toss sweep that did all the damage. It got him all the way into the end zone. The second quarter, they were playing with the wind, and they were trying to throw the football. You could tell Joe Johnson, the head coach, going into halftime, he did not like the way his team was playing. So in the second half, didn't attempt to pass, come out, get back in that I formation, and hammer away at that defense, and that's what they did. Garrett Tempel ends up with 200 yards. He was the player of the game, and they really did a nice job of not only owning the line of scrimmage, but getting the key third down conversions, which they did late in the ballgame.
Let's take a look at Temple, who scored all 3 touchdowns for the Grizzlies. You mentioned it during the game. He got some hidden yards, and explain that.
Well, every time that he would get hit or touched, he kept getting 3 or 4 more yards. The hidden yards in the game of football, it's a game of inches, and when you keep getting 1, 2, 3, or 4 more yards, that's just going to add into first downs, moving the chains, and ultimately getting down there for opportunities for touchdowns. And Garrett Temple got 3 of those today, 28 carries, 212 yards, almost 8 a pop for 3 touchdowns. The run you're watching right now was a late third down run that they needed late in the game as Heritage had pulled closer. It was 19-14 at that time. Got him into field goal range. They were able to kick a field goal, go up 22-14. And although Heritage came back and tried to have a last-ditch effort into the end zone, that score stood, and it was because of Garrett Temple.
The Grizzlies did turn it over, allowed Heritage stay in the game. The Eagles had a sophomore quarterback in Ryan Novak who he can air it out. He's a big kid. He's young, but
he can. Brighter days for him ahead. There's no doubt about that. 6'5", sophomore Ryan Novak. He has a very good arm, good RPMs on the football, throws a very good football, especially down the field, which you don't always see, especially from a young kid. But as he continues to grow into his body, continues to move better and get more mobile in the pocket, he's going to have a very bright future. He's going to play probably Division I football at some point.
Michael Shandel had the 2 touchdown catches from Novak for Heritage. Final score from the Littleton Public School Stadium, ThunderRidge wins it 22-14.